Good afternoon. This is Judge Elisa Bettis presiding over the 210th District Court Criminal Docket for August 5th, 2025. All matters being heard today are being heard in accordance with all directives regarding remote proceedings. In addition to that, we are streaming all matters live via YouTube for public viewing. Mr. Nunez, would you call our first case, please?
Yes, ma'am. Calling cause numbers 2025 0D0 1567 and 2024 0D0 2413. All cases styled the Texas versus Anthony Joseph Nájera. Announcements, please.
Good afternoon, Jose Garcia for the state, present and ready.
Jeff Arbor for Mr. Nájera, we're ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Nájera is appearing remotely from the jail annex. We are set for bond hearings in each of these cases. He's set at 100,000 on each. I think both are PR revos, Mr. Rago, so I reviewed the violation notice. You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, Mr. Nájera is a high school senior. He's supposed to be graduating December of 2025. I don't believe he has any criminal history that I could find. He resides with his single mother, and he was employed full-time at the time to help provide with his family and 3 sisters. He has, and her 1 son, which is him. He's the oldest and assists his mother in helping with bills and things like that at the house. He currently is still scheduled to graduate. He's a U.S. citizen, and he was gainfully employed going to school, and we're hoping to get him out so he can get back and finish school and finish what's going on. This is a case that he is eligible for deferred on, and that's what we're trying to work at right now. But we'd like to get him out so he can help provide for his mom.
All right. Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor, briefly. So this is a weird situation because I had Reg 5 deferred, I believe, on the state jail cause number. But then the new case, the recently indicted one, is older than the one that was already on the docket. So it happened previously. And so my recommendation is the same. I will Reg 5 deferred on the second degree, dismissing the state jail. Honestly, Your Honor, I reviewed the case. I was okay with the bond at first. So in this case, I have no objection to it being reduced to a reasonable bond where we can assure his appearance in further dates. I believe if we plead him, it's probably best. We'll just get it resolved. Again, my offer is 5 deferred on the second degree. So I have no objection on the reduction, Your Honor.
So yeah, that's, you're correct, Mr. Rago. I reviewed the PSR. He doesn't have any prior history. He has these 2 cases. One was more recently indicted. However, of course, the PR report is not good because he just kind of blew off PR. And so I'm not sure where, the lack of understanding is there. PR is really very good about making attempts to, when they're not in compliance, get them back in compliance. And it looked like over the course of several months, I think they had one notation where like he called in, but he didn't wait and he hung up. And, so I have some concerns about your client being able to show up. So he's not going to get a full PR bond. And I don't know if he has any resources to make a bond. For now, what is his financial situation? Does he have any resources toward a bond?
He might be able to come with about 5 or 10,000, Your Honor. Anything above that, they'll require collateral, and he just doesn't have it.
So we're going to do a $10,000 split bond, 5,000 cash surety, 5,000 PR for both of these cases. For each of these cases. Yeah, I'm not sure what the disconnect is. Mr. Rago, if you need to come back, if for whatever reason there are issues on these and you think, he's still in jail as things are proceeding, I'm happy to reconsider the bond, but I think that's more than fair in light of his lack of diligence in reporting to PR. So that'll be the order. He'll be reporting once a month, subject to testing, curfew 10 to 6, no new offenses. I think that's it.
Sounds good, Your Honor. That's fair.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Who's
Thank you.
next?
Annex, could we get Alejandro Rodriguez? On page 13, Judge.
All right, calling cause number 2025 0D03344, State of Texas versus Alejandro Rodriguez. May I have announcement?
Yes, Your Honor. Jose Garcia for the state, present and ready.
Mr. Ortiz?
Good afternoon, Judge Ruben Ortiz, on behalf of Mr. Rodriguez.
For purposes of the
Good
record,
afternoon, Your Honor.
good afternoon, Mr. Rodriguez is appearing remotely from the jail annex. We are set for a bond hearing. I'm showing his bond is $210,000. You may proceed, Mr. Ortiz.
Yes, Your Honor. Hold on 1 second, Judge. Where is my notes? Here we go. So, Judge, my client is 38 years old. He's a United States citizen. He resides at 14424 Schoenfelder here in El Paso, Texas, Your Honor. He has a high school degree. He graduated in 2011. He has two children. He has two children, a 20 and a 15-year-old, Your Honor. He has joint custody on the 15-year-old. He does visit and he pays child support, Judge. As far as prior criminal history, I believe that he has, oh, by the way, he's been working for Pepsi for, I believe, the past 11 years. So he's gainfully employed. As far as criminal history, I think he had some misdemeanors, 2 misdemeanors back in 2013. And I believe he did probation on those cases, Judge. One of them was, I believe, was a criminal trespass, and the other one was, I believe, a resisting arrest. And I believe he successfully completed that, Judge. I think he appeared at all his court dates back in 2013. He has lived in El Paso for about 30 years. So basically, he's a lifelong El Paso area resident. So this is kind of like a weird, strange case because initially he was arrested back in November for an assault family violence. The complaining witness in that case is the same complaining witness in this case. They actually had been dating on and off for about 7 years. So they were kind of like boyfriend and girlfriend. So he was initially arrested and charged with the family violence case back, I think, in November. And then in May of this year, that misdemeanor case was dismissed, and he was charged with this case sometime later with these allegations. Now, these are false allegations that were being made against my client. You know, I think if the police department would have thought there was something going on at the time of the initial arrest with the family violence case, Judge, I think he would have been arrested at that point, which he wasn't. So I'm not sure what happened and why this came up later, but definitely the other issue, Judge, is that this complaining witness passed, not related to the case. I believe she had a stroke. She was diabetic, Your Honor. And my understanding was, I'm talking to my client, she's diabetic, but she likes to drink, or she used to like to drink alcohol a lot, which is not a good thing when you're diabetic. She drank a lot of alcohol, and she passed. I can't remember when she passed, Your Honor. I can't remember. But she did pass. I had reached out to the district attorney's office to let them know about that. But they want to go forward against my client without a complaining witness. So that's going to be interesting. My client has complied, Your Honor, with all of his prior conditions when he was on even the misdemeanor case, Judge, complied with his terms of PR bond. However, this bond is really high, Judge, and I believe that it's really more of a manner to really punish my client versus really securing his presence and his presence to the court date, Judge. We're going to fight this case. There's no way he's going to take a plea on this thing. He wasn't going to take a plea in the first place anyhow. We are requesting a fair and reasonable bond now that we know that, I mean, it's going to be a little tough for them to make this case, I think, Judge. But I believe the bond is really, really high. I don't believe my client's a danger to anybody. I don't believe he's a flight risk at all, Your Honor. We're requesting whatever PR bond conditions with with, I know it's gonna have to be some cash, surety, components to that, Judge, but we're asking for something as low as we can get. My client is a homeowner. His home that he does pay for, Your Honor, has a mortgage. Please take that into consideration as well, Judge. We're requesting something like a 10,000 cash surety and the rest PR bond, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Mr. Garcia, are you handling this one?
Yes, Your Honor, that's fine. Just to double check, what is the current bond on this one? Do we know?
I have 210,000 cash surety. In fact, I just to confirm, I did not see the bond order myself, so I don't know if there is a PR component of that. Is it like 200 and then like 10,000 PR, Marissa?
No, Your Honor, it's just 210,000 cash or corporate surety. It's from the grand jury, a 70,000 account.
Okay, 70,000 each count. Okay, so there for sure we're gonna have a PR component. So, Mr. Garcia.
Yes, Your Honor. So as Mr. Ortiz mentioned, I do agree with him. This is a very unusual case because we don't have a complaining witness. She is deceased. She died on May 5th of believe of last year. Or I'm sorry, of this year, Your Honor. Your Honor, however, I will disagree. Mr. Rodriguez does pose a danger to the community. He may not pose a danger to the complaining witness because she's no longer with us. Nonetheless, the facts of this case are scary, Your Honor. The alleged facts say that while drinking that night, as they were driving home, he began assaulting her physically. And then at some point, again, it is alleged that he forced himself onto her to the point that she was taken to the hospital. She was so brutally assaulted, Your Honor, that her face was swollen. Her eyes were completely shut. Her inner walls, her vaginal inner walls were bleeding, were torn. Your Honor, as a result, she had an hematoma in her brain that is bleeding in the brain. This happened around November. And as Mr. Ortiz mentioned, she did die in May of the following year due to a stroke. We don't know if it's related or not. I'm not going to speculate to whether it's related or not. My guess is it's not. She did have health concerns, health issues, Your Honor. But nonetheless, someone who does this to another person, to a person they're dating, does pose a danger to the community. However, as I mentioned, he may not pose a danger to her as she's no longer with us. But someone who does these actions does pose a danger to the community, Your Honor. So we will oppose any reduction to the bond, Your Honor. And yes, we are moving forward with the case.
All right. In terms of the PSR, yes, I think when he pled on that resisting, they dismissed an unlawful restraint in 2013. So he pled, he was discharged. It looks like he completed his probation there. Then he had a criminal trespass. And then we get here to the, I did see the jailing on the assault, family violence, which was dismissed. And I don't know if it's the same incident. But then we have our aggravated sexual assault. And there are some notations here regarding conditions with respect to the children. It's a little difficult for me to decipher. Has he always lived in El Paso?
For the past 30 years, Judge, I want to say, I think in middle school, he came to El Paso for middle school. And I have some notes about that, Your Honor.
What is
So,
that?
I mean, he's been here pretty much his whole life.
What is the complainant's name in this case?
Yes, Your Honor. The complainant's name is, just one second. It is Sonia Elias.
Okay, so these bond conditions that are listed in the PSR reference her. So those, I'm not really sure if there's no PR component, how these are being listed in TCIC, but it does include, no, maybe it was a protective order. I'm not sure. Was there ever a protective order?
Judge, I have no idea about that.
I don't think so, Judge. I haven't seen one.
So it says no communication with the victim.
So Judge, I do want to add that
There was one. I'm sorry.
This lady passed away May 1st.
Mhm,
My client was indicted on May 22nd.
mhm,
I can tell you on the misdemeanor case,
mhm.
that case was, let me
Dismissed,
see,
no?
disposed of and dismissed, I believe, on May 29th.
Mhm. So in addition to the notations on some of those PR conditions, maybe it came from the original misdemeanor.
Your-
the AFV where there may have been a protective order.
Your
There
Honor.
also, yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry to interrupt. There was a protective order. It's 2024 DCM 5997.
And that was only as to Miss Elias? Do we
Uh,
know? The reason I ask is because there, in these conditions that are listed in the PSR, it also references maybe some CPS issues, but the address is a San Antonio address. So does he have kids in San Antonio? Is that what it is?
Judge, I can ask him. I didn't ask him where his children resided when I met with him. Can I ask him real quick?
Sure.
Sir, do you have children that live in San Antonio?
No, sir. They live here in El Paso.
Does anybody live in San Antonio?
My son right now is working in San Antonio. But
Your
he's
20-year-old?
back and forth.
Your son, how old is your son?
He's working in San Antonio right now.
How old is your son?
20.
Yeah, so Judge, I don't think it would apply to him because he's already an adult.
Hmm.
I have no idea where that's coming from, Judge.
Yeah, there's some things here regarding some children, some allegations of neglectful supervision, things like that. But it's very difficult for me to understand what it is in the way that it's formatted. Okay, so state is opposed to a bond reduction?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Ortiz?
Yeah, nothing further, Your Honor.
So, yeah, I don't have an issue. I am going to reduce the bond, but not in the range that you're at, Mr. Ortiz. So I will reduce it to a $100,000 split bond, $50,000 cash surety, $50,000 PR. The PR conditions are going to include to commit no new offenses. They didn't have any children together, did they? They're just.
No, Judge.
Okay, so there's no.
I think they had been dating on and off for 7 years, Judge.
No one else.
I mean, I really think, look, I understand the allegations, Your Honor, and I can tell you that my client is denying those allegations that are being made, Your Honor, and there's more than one way those injuries can occur. Anyways, I've heard testimony before. I've had these cases before where the same nurse will testify this person was sexually assaulted, and at the very end, no, I don't know whether they're sexually assaulted or not.
Understood. However, because
And
of
so
the allegations, his prior history, and the safety of the community, the order is going to be a $100,000 split bond, 50-50. The conditions of his bond are going to be to report once a month in person to PR bond, no curfew. He may not leave El Paso County or change his place of residence without court permission. He is not to consume alcohol. I understand some of the allegations may, they were drinking supposedly. No alcohol, no drugs, subject to testing. And we'll go from there. No
okay,
new
so it's a 50-50 total, right? For
yeah,
both?
it's total 100, 50 cash surety, 50 PR.
Okay. Thank you,
All right.
Judge.
All right. Thank you very much.
May I be excused?
Yes, sir. Have a good day. Who's next?
Bye-bye, you too, man.
Annex, could we get Jack Waven Huckabee?
What's that?
Jack Waven Huckabee, Judge, on page 11.
Juan?
Good afternoon, Judge.
Right. Calling cause numbers 2025-0D04506, 2025-0D03789, and 2024-0D05527, 2025-0D03790. All cases styled the state of Texas versus Jack Waven Huckabee. May I have announcements, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Jose Garcia for the state, present and ready.
And Joseph Vasquez representing Mr. Huckabee, Your Honor, and I'm ready.
For purposes of the record, Mr. Huckabee is appearing remotely from the jail annex. We're set for bond hearings in each of these cases. Mr. Vasquez, you may proceed.
Judge, my client has a bonds totaling $191,000. He was born in Killeen, Texas, but he has lived in El Paso for 9 years. He attended Hanks High School. He made it to his senior year, but he dropped out before graduating. He is single. He resides at 10865 Edgemere Boulevard. He lives there with his mother, Crystal Huckabee, and his father, Terrence Huckabee. As far as priors, Judge, I saw a final conviction for assault family violence, although he had other charges that were dismissed pursuant to the plea agreement on that case. Judge, on the 2024 case, he was caught with 2 vape pens, and the recommendation on that case was a life skills class, a drug class, and 2 clean UAs for dismissal. His bond is $100,000 on that case, and I believe that that is way too high for the charge and the recommendation, and I'm asking the court to consider issuing a PR bond on that one. On the 2025 0D03789, there is no recommendation. There are no labs. But again, he was arrested on a warrant, and a vape pen was found in a fanny pack. And that offense occurred on May 22nd of 2025. He's got $1,000 bond on that case, but I am also asking the court to reduce that to a PR bond. I understand the 3790 is an ag rob, wherein there's an allegation that he stole 2 dish soap bottles from a Food King, and I guess there were 2 witnesses. One that alleges he showed a butt of a handgun on his waistband as he walked out, and the other one didn't see any gun, but indicates that he said he had a gun as he was walking out. He was arrested minutes after the incident, and no handgun was found on him. In looking at the portal, I do see pictures of a crowbar, and I don't know what the significance of that is because nobody said anything about a crowbar. There is no recommendation on that case, but there was no injury. And I know the court can't give a PR bond on that one, but I'm asking the court, that bond is $75,000, and I'm asking the court to reduce that to $5,000 surety and whatever PR component you can put on that. And then finally, on the 2025 0D04506, this involves a scratching, somebody walking by a car and running a key along the side of it. The reports indicate that the owner of the vehicle estimated the damage to be around $3,000, although I didn't see any estimates or repair information in the portal. There was a video from the Las Palmas camera, and that was downloaded onto a phone or something, and that's in the portal. And I see a person walking. I can't identify him. The police indicated that they got single photos from the video and put them into one of their programs, and it pulled out my client, and he's been arrested for that. I haven't seen that evidence, Judge, but the bond on that case is $7,500. I'm asking the court to set that for a PR bond. And I have visited with my client, although I haven't been able to discuss any recommendations with him. But he's been in jail since June 5th of this year, Judge. And obviously, his family needs his help in maintaining the household and providing support. And he understands that he can't do that in jail, and he needs to abide by the law. And we're just asking the court for a reduction. And that's all I have, Your Honor.
So he's not without living arrangements. I mean, in that criminal trespass, I think they're referencing that they recognize him. I'm sorry, not criminal trespass, criminal mischief, that they recognize him because he's there usually using the restroom and drinking water at, I believe, the hospital. And so they thought he was homeless. So, I mean, does he have a place to live?
He lives with his parents at the Edgemere address, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor, briefly. So what's concerning to the state, Your Honor, is the reoccurring pattern of reoffending that we have here. Of course, Your Honor, some of the cases, as Mr. Vasquez points out, it may not be substantially dangerous or huge cases. Nonetheless, It is progressing, Your Honor. We have here cases from 2023, one that's actually pending, the 2024 0005527. That's a possession of controlled substance. And then we have in this year we have a theft of property, April 17, criminal mischief, April 29. We have a possession of controlled substance, state jail, May 22, and then we have the aggravated robbery, June 4th of 2025. All these cases occurring, of course, in this year, Your Honor, there is a pattern of reoffending. Some of these cases, as I mentioned, may not be as dangerous as they sound. However, it is progressing. The last case, aggravated robbery, I don't know if it's a crowbar or if it's a weapon. Nonetheless, it is an aggravated robbery, Your Honor. As I mentioned, he does have a pattern of reoffending. Because those reasons, Your Honor, I believe for the safety of the community and his pattern of reoffending, I believe the bonds are sufficient as they are.
So on that, 5527, that's got to be a PR, right? A PR revocation. So it's because of the new offenses.
Yes, Your Honor. He was out on bond on a majority of these cases when he was picked up on the ag rob. That one occurred June 5th, 20 of this year, and he's been in custody since. And he was out on bond on the other cases.
I can tell you, I did review his PSR. He's got a little bit of history to include some juvenile history, but as to 4506, 3789, the request to reduce bonds there are denied. I think those bonds are appropriate, but I want to look at the PR. Let me check something. It's easier if I go on my email. Here he is. Marissa, do you see on the 5527 case how he gets up to 100,000? Can you see any PR revocation? I'm not seeing it in the documents or in my email that I signed to KPS. Is it
Let
just
me check, Your Honor. 5527.
Mr. Garcia, on the ag robbery, the 75,000, you're opposed to a reduction there?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's an AOI, Your Honor.
Got it. Okay. Thank you. As to 5527, his bond is going to be reduced to 20,000, 10,000 cash surety, 10,000 PR, report once a month, commit no new offenses, may not change place of residence, subject to testing, use no illegal drug or alcohol. And on 3790, the bond is going to be reduced to $50,000, split 25,000 cash surety, 25,000 PR with the same conditions. Also to have no, he may not enter, I guess, the complainant business, have no contact with the individual complainants. I also, on the criminal mischief, well, I didn't change the bond there, so I'll leave it alone.
Okay.
Same
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor.
very much. Have a good day.
You too. May I be excused?
Who's next?
Yes, ma'am. On page 10, it'll be Jose Esquivel. Annex, could we get Esquivel?
It's coming out.
Is that Mr. Huffman's
Yes,
client?
ma'am. Also, Judge, on page 13, Jesus Robinson has bonded out.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Mr. Huffman, are you there? And I'm sorry, this is who? Mr. Esquivel,
I'm
right?
here, Judge.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Where's Mr. Oh, the first one. Calling cause number 2025-0D03843, State of Texas versus Jose Luis Esquivel. May I have announcement?
Yes, Your Honor. Jose Garcia for the state, present and ready.
Rick Huffman for Mr. Esquivel.
For purposes of the record, Mr. Esquivel is appearing remotely from the jail annex. We are set for a bond hearing. Mr. Huffman, you may proceed.
Thanks, Judge. Your Honor, Mr. Esquivel has been in custody for 25 days. There's two cases, one of possession and one of burglary of building, both alleged to have occurred in May of this year. The possession has a $100,000 bond, and the burglary has a $10,000 bond. Judge, he was arrested originally for possession. He got a PR bond, and then the burglary allegation happened, and he got his PR bond revoked. Judge, on the possession case, we still are waiting for labs. We're still waiting for video. It basically, Judge, and I think those are going to be important, Your Honor. My client was, I guess, stopped. He was at a bus stop, and I guess if I read the complaint affidavit right, he looked like a suspicious person because he had face tattoos. The officers, which I don't know if that's gonna pass the test, Judge. They did allege that he had a warrant, and but I just can't seem to find that warrant or what they're talking about. So I think the stop is very questionable on that possession case. On the burglary case, Judge, it's alleged to have occurred at a laundromat, and it was after hours. I think the place was closed and the door was open, Judge. So he went in allegedly, and he took some change from a can. He tells the police officers that it was about $4 and change. I think the complaining witness basically said it was a lot more. It was $150 worth of change, but he did cooperate with the law enforcement. I still haven't seen any video from that, Judge. Anyway, my client's a United States citizen. He's a lifelong resident of El Paso. He lives at the homeless shelter, Judge. We're hoping he can go to the rescue mission if he gets out. He works at Super Good Movers. He has 4 children. And Judge, as you can see, he has a broken arm, which I don't think is being treated very well out in the annex. He's having a lot of difficulties. So again, Judge, we have no labs on the possession case. If released, Judge, my client can't afford a bond, Your Honor. Any amount would probably mean that he has to stay in jail. So we are respectfully requesting a full PR bond on these cases. He promises to abide by the conditions of PR bond, and he promises to appear in court. That's all I have, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Huffman, I have a 48-page PSR on your client with extensive history. I'm showing let's just start with, the first 15 pages are all out of New Mexico. So he's got an extensive history there to include drug, all kinds of things. But with respect to those cases, probation revocations, things of that nature. And now if I start on page 15, well, I'll skip over that because that's his juvenile history. And let me see where we turn into an adult on page 17. 17 to 43 are your client's history. He's been to TDC, history of drug arrests, convictions. Let me see. Terroristic threat, SBI. Let me see. Failure to ID. A drug case. We're back in 2021. He's doing time served. He's in criminal district court 1. Criminal trespass, he's in the 171st there. I'm sorry, the 41st. Assault on a security officer, assault on a security officer. TDC, I guess, on the robbery. Yeah,
That's what I saw, Judge, and I think that was for two years.
2020. Yeah. I don't know that I need to hear from the state. The request is denied.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you very much. All right. Who's next?
Judge, next on page 11, we have Miguel Gutierrez. Annex, could we get Gutierrez?
Yes, it's coming up.
Thank you.
And it's much shorter. 4 pages. All right, this is cause number 2024-0D04462, State of Texas versus Miguel Gutierrez. May I have announcements, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Jose Garcia for the state, present and ready.
Rick Huffman for Mr. Gutierrez.
For purposes of the record, Mr. Gutierrez is appearing remotely from the jail annex. Except for a bond reduction, Mr. Huffman, you may proceed.
Thank you, Judge. Your Honor, Mr. Gutierrez is in custody on a $5,000 bond for this case, and that's it. This is for an alleged possession from 2022. He was put on PR bond back then. I think that PR bond was revoked about 6 months later. And then about a year after that, Judge, the case was finally indicted. During that time, Judge, my client was homeless. So he was trying to comply with the PR bond conditions. And but due to his homelessness, he just wasn't able to, Judge. Currently, Your Honor, he lives with a young lady at 3614 Hamilton, Judge, and the name of the lady is Judy Hildebrandt. She is an amputee, Judge, and Mr. Gutierrez is basically her caregiver. So he has a stable place to live. She needs him back home. He's provided me a phone number. It's a text now number, and he also has an email address. So I don't think I will have any issues getting a hold of him. He has been in El Paso since 2008. He is a United States citizen. His mom, his dad, his sisters all live here. Judge, I think the criminal history is only like a misdemeanor possession of marijuana, maybe 2. But he has very, very little criminal history. There's also some discovery I think might be outstanding in this case. And I think that might be important, Judge, because he was stopped at a gas station, Judge. He was sleeping at a gas station. So the officers claim that they saw some paraphernalia in the car, but I would like to kind of see the circumstances, because I don't think that he was visibly committing any crimes. But the case does allege about 21 pills of fentanyl. But he hasn't gotten in any trouble since that 2022 arrest. And Your Honor, the bond's already $5,000, so we are respectfully requesting a full PR bond, which he would comply and he would appear in court.
That's my concern. How do we ensure he reports when he didn't? I'm looking at the PR, there was more than one violation notice on your client. And the last one, he was reporting, he was on intensive, bi-weekly reporting. They last contacted him like August 2023 via text. They explained to him his supervision level and how he was to report. He reported the following day, and then he didn't, and then through October he doesn't report. So my question is, how? It doesn't really give me a lot of heartache, Mr. Huffman, to put him on PR bond. But if I'm gonna put him on PR bond and all I find out is that he's not reporting to PR bond, I'm not gonna let him out again.
Judge, he understands that another PR bond would be a huge blessing for him and an opportunity to show the court that he can comply, and maybe it will help his case too. He does have a stable place, which he did not back then, and I think that will make a difference. And I do have good contact information for him, so I will try my best to get him to court, and I'm sure he will too, Judge.
Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor. So, we're not opposed to a reduction of the bond. I am opposed to a PR, Your Honor, of course. Your Honor, I mean, my offer is treatment for dismissal. So if we can get him to aliviane or something, I am willing to dismiss the case. It seems to me, when I read the facts, there is a drug issue here. It's evident that he has a drug issue. So I am willing to dismiss the case if he submits to some drug treatment. But again, I am opposed to a reduction. I am opposed, sorry, to a PR. I'm not opposed to an entire reduction of the bond, Your Honor.
Did we have any type of, well, no, okay. So you're hearing the rec, Mr. Huffman. I'm gonna grant your request for PR bond. He is gonna report once a week. PR bond, and he is going to be subject to testing, no illegal drug or alcohol, may not change his place of residence or leave El Paso County without court permission, no new offenses. These are dark cases. Okay. Yep. That's gonna be it.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Gutierrez will be in contact soon, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Who's next?
Last one, Judge, on page 12, we have Javon Parks. Annex, can we get Parks?
This is a plea, right?
Yes, sir.
That's what I have, but what I did not have on the plea paperwork, what is the agreement on the revo?
He's on for a misdemeanor, Judge, and I believe the agreement was time served. I think he has 160 something days.
160 days on the revo? Okay. All right.
I could be wrong. Well, does that sound about right? I think that was also the plea agreement on the new case.
So I have,
I have 92 days on the new case, but I don't know what time was on the, bear with me. Park has 159 days. Bear with me. Okay, Mr. Parks. Okay, we didn't discuss a number. Okay. Getting all these messages. He has 159 days. Mr. Garcia, you're good
Yes,
with 160 days? Or was there some other understanding?
my understanding is 92 days in jail for the new case and 92 days for the plea of truth. So it's 92 days for both.
Oh, okay.
Of course, the new one is pursuant to 1244B. That's what I have, and this is a notes that Mr. Martinez gave me.
Oh, I believe it. All right, Mr. Parks, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Huffman, you ready? This is yours, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Calling cause numbers 2025 0D02712 and 2024 0D03999. Each case style the state of Texas versus Javon Ben Parks. May I have announcements, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Jose Garcia for the state, present and ready.
Rick Huffman for Mr. Parks.
Oh, goodness. Let me double check something. Did we get the waivers to do these on remote?
I believe so, Judge. I do have a copy just in case here.
Okay, good. Let me see. I looked them up before. Yep, there they are. Perfect. All right. I'm sorry, did I get announcements?
Yes, Secretary for State.
Yes, yes. And Mr.
Yep.
Huffman and Mr. Parks is appearing remotely. Great. So I have each of these cases set for pleas, the probation case set for a plea of true. Mr. Parks, is that your understanding of what we're doing here today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and I was just verifying that I did have a written consent from you to conduct these proceedings over Zoom rather than in person. Is that your agreement and understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then I am going to proceed with your plea, so I do need to swear you in. Please raise your right hand. Sir, do you swear or affirm that any testimony you provide will be the truth and the whole truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. You can put your hand down. Please state your name and date of birth for the record.
Javon Parks.
Mr. Parks, we're going to start with the new case, okay, not the probation case, the 2025 case. Sir, in that case, I received documents from your attorney. The first document is marked as State's Exhibit Number 1. Those are the plea papers in your case. Within that document, you're guaranteed certain rights, including the right to remain silent, the right to trial by jury, the right to counsel, the right to confront and cross-examine witnesses, and the right to call witnesses on your behalf and in your defense. Mr. Parks, do you recall reviewing State's Exhibit Number 1 with your attorney before you signed that document?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand everything contained within the document?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Huffman, have you had more than 10 days to prepare a defense in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you explain the plea papers to your client?
I did, Your Honor.
You believe he has understood the admonishments, rights, and consequences of giving up these rights by entering his plea today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Parks, are you satisfied with your attorney's representation of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Huffman, any reason to believe your client is not presently competent to enter his pleas?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Parks, have you ever been found mentally incompetent by any court?
No, ma'am.
Ever been examined by a doctor or psychiatrist who has found you mentally ill?
No, ma'am.
Based on your testimony, your attorney's representation, and my observations of you, I'm going to find that you are competent to enter your pleas. Sir, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Where were you born?
Here in El Paso?
El Paso, Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, in this case, you were charged by indictment with possession of a controlled substance in penalty group 2. Oh, I'm sorry. You were charged with a third-degree felony, but I understand your plea is to a lesser included offense. That offense is possession of a controlled substance in penalty group 2 in an amount less than 1 gram. Sir, to that lesser included charge, what is your plea? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
Are you making your plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
I will find you are making your plea freely and voluntarily. Mr. Garcia, would you summarize the evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. That the state of Texas proceeded to trial, the state would have shown beyond a reasonable doubt that on or about the 13th day of April 2025, in the county of El Paso, state of Texas, Javon Van Parks did then and there intentionally or knowingly possess a controlled substance, namely THC, in an amount of 1 gram, less than 1 gram. Your Honor, the state would like to offer into evidence States 1 plea agreement and States 2, Article 3914.
No objection, Your Honor.
States 1 and 2 are admitted. What is the plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, the plea agreement is pursuant to Article 1244B on the lesser included offense. It is for 92 days at the El Paso County Jail, credit for all time served.
Mr. Huffman, is that your understanding of the plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Parks, is that your understanding as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Understand that the plea agreement is not binding on the court. However, if I were to reject it, I would allow you to withdraw your plea. If I follow the plea agreement, you may not appeal this case except on matters raised by written motion and ruled on before trial or by permission of the court. The next document I'm going to ask you about is the one-page document entitled The Trial Court Certification of Your Right to Appeal. It's a document that explains your appeal rights. Because this is a plea bargained or negotiated case, you do not have an automatic right of appeal. Mr. Parks, do you recall reviewing the trial court certification with your attorney before you signed that document?
Yes, ma'am.
Signed by your attorney and signed by the court as well. So on your plea of guilty and the evidence introduced, I will accept your plea and at this time find the evidence substantiates your guilt. I will find you guilty of the lesser included offense of possession of a controlled substance in penalty group 2 in an amount less than 1 gram, and I will sentence you according to the plea agreement and in accordance with 1244B of the Texas Penal Code to 92 days confinement in the El Paso County Detention Facility. You'll receive credit for any and all time that you have served. Anything else on this case, Mr. Huffman or Mr. Garcia?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing, Your Honor.
Mr. Parks, we're now going to go to your probation case. That is 2024-0D03999. Sir, are you the same individual who on April 8th, 2025, entered a plea of guilty and was placed on deferred adjudication for a period of 1 year. Your plea was as to count 4 only theft of a firearm. Is that correct? Is that what the plea was to?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Huffman, do you waive formal reading of the motion to adjudicate?
We do waive, Your Honor, and I believe it was an attempted theft of a firearm and further reduced by 1244B.
Got it. Attempted theft of a firearm. All right, so was that the offense, Mr. Parks?
Yes, ma'am, I believe so.
And you
Judge,
were,
I might be wrong there. It might just be a,
I showed
Your
that.
Honor, it's
Yes.
a theft of a firearm that's already a state jail.
okay, my apologies. I thought it might, it's a theft, Judge. Theft of firearm. My mistake.
The plea paperwork indicated theft of a firearm, okay? Mr. Parks, were you explained all the terms and conditions of your probation?
Yes, ma'am.
And you do understand that the plea papers reflect that you pled to the offense of theft of a firearm, a state jail felony?
Yes, ma'am.
But you did so under certain provisions of the penal code that made it punishable as a misdemeanor. Did you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
And that it also not only was punishable as a misdemeanor, but also classified as a Class A misdemeanor. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so I do have documents marked as states exhibits 1, 2, and 3, the stipulations and waiver in your case. And did you review those with your attorney before you signed those documents?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand everything contained in those documents?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Huffman, did you explain the documents to your client and the possible consequences of signing them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Parks, are you intelligently, knowingly, and voluntarily waiving the rights explained in the documents that you signed?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that by signing them, you're giving up certain constitutional rights? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that you are making a judicial confession?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that on your plea of true and all reasonable probability, I will find the allegations in the state's motion to be true, and in all reasonable probability, I will find you guilty of the offense of theft of firearm. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
With regard to the motion to adjudicate, do you wish to enter a plea of true or not true?
True.
Are you making that plea freely and voluntarily?
Yes, ma'am.
I will find you are making your plea of true freely and voluntarily. I understand the agreement is to revoke you to 90 days confinement in the El Paso County Detention Facility. Is that your understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Will accept the plea agreement and admit states exhibits 1, 2, and 3 into evidence. The court will take judicial notice of all the documents in the district clerk's file. Based on the evidence presented here today and on your plea of true, I find there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations in the state's motion to adjudicate and find you guilty of the offense of theft of firearm. The judgment is hereby amended. I believe it was 1 year deferred adjudication. It is now 92 days confinement in the El Paso County Detention Facility. You will receive credit for any and all time that you have served. Is there anything further, Mr. Garcia?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Mr. Huffman?
No, Your Honor.
Those will run concurrent with one another. I think he already has credit anyway. So credit for time served. Thank you very much. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Anything else, Mr. Nanez?
That's it, Judge.
Thank you very much. Mr. Garcia, I didn't hear anything about your meeting. Do we have an update?
Yes, I actually sent you an email moments ago. I'm sorry for the delay. They want to go to trial.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Annex. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you.
Careful. Bye-bye.
Please, Judge.
All right. So we'll see you on Thursday.
Yes, Judge.
All right. Talk to you
Thank
later.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, everybody.
How is yours? Is it hot in there?
I'm gonna check, but they haven't complained, but. I think yours office is particularly hot because you got the corner. So you get from two sides. Mm-hmm. How was it? Really? Yeah. Good. Well, because the Devils. You don't get voltage. No question. Pues, eso está cabrón. I mean, they're assigned here, no?